So think of like pockets for the week. It's kind of crazy out there. Market is busy. Inventory is low. This time of year it's kind of crazy. Okay, let's try now. Hey everyone, Robert Nixon here. I want to talk about the market a little bit. Not just the market, not the stats, but it is the seller's market. It's really, really, really crazy. Busy out there. There's a lot of buyers. There's not a lot of inventory. So I got, we just pulled some we just pulled some information. So not my information. Obviously, I have my own opinions, usually from my experience or from what I've been taught or told by other people, and a lot of it does relate to this. I feel like sometimes it's hard to advise people or let them know how it works in a hot market or in a slow market or selling or pricing and stuff. But I think it's quite important. And in a market like this, I think it's even more important than ever that you go find a realtor, you hire that realtor, you commit to working with them, commit to them working for you, and you get them to help you find a house, because there's so many buyers out there. There's not a lot of listings, and you can't work with every client. I've already had it where I've had clients looking to write an offer in the same house a couple times now, and you have to decide on who you're going to work with, because you can't have them heartbroken every time or mad and thinking it's your fault because you have two clients in the same price range. Obviously, you can't control that completely, but I think that's quite important. So, anyways, some information we found online about a seller's market. When the market favors the seller, time is of the essence. They always say in any deal, time is of the essence. We have expiry dates. I always say interest breeds interest. I've seen a mobile home be on the market for a year and then go into multiple offers. So as soon as you're interested, because maybe that property came down in price or the market's caught up to it, likely someone else is going to have interest too, especially in these crazy times where it's super busy. Multiple offers happen with more regularity in a seller's market than a buyer's market. A couple of years ago we were seeing tons of multiple offers, but you couldn't count on it. It seems right now, anything that comes on the market that's very well priced, you can count on it being in multiples, in my experience anyways. Because the seller's market is defined in part by low inventory and a surplus of home buyers, a beautiful home that is priced well can attract more than one offer. Right now, 100% of the time they are. Maybe even not the not so beautiful ones are still attracting multiple offers. Your client maybe thinks, oh, that's not that nice. It's got this issue, that issue. But then you get a touch base saying it's got two offers. So in a seller's market, you should always, this that I'm reading is not mine. This is what is recommended by the professionals out there and the people that have researched on making it happen. So in a seller's market, you should always assume you're competing against several other offers. So basically always treat it like a multiple offer. If you don't want the house, then you just move on, right? But if it's something you want and you feel there's value, treat it like you're competing against several other offers. Here are a few things to consider as you prepare your prepare your offer when buying in the seller's market. So price. And this is a hard one because people see the value, the price that the agent puts on it, and they sort of glob onto that. But I think there's a couple things that are important. If it's underpriced, like in the Ontario market in Vancouver, underpriced places by $100,000, and it'll get pushed up to over that because they know it's underpriced and they're trying to draw multiple offers. Here, not so much, but pricing properly is important. So the exact dollar figure is not always the most important factor, but do not offer less than list price. Realize you may need to offer more than the amount the seller is asking. So if house comes on the market, a day or two on the market, you go in under asking and try to negotiate to say that, I've got I got one just under 10 grand under asking. It was on the market for 2 months. But in that time, you could potentially go into multiples for that little amount of money on the mortgage over time in an increasing market. So yeah, realize you may need to offer more than that amount. But if it's fresh on the market like that, don't be afraid to go at asking is what they're saying, because you want to get the deal. And I've seen it where it's not even in multiples and it's over asking because they're just tired of competing and they want to get the offer, get the home tied up as soon as possible. So earnest money deposit. A larger earnest money deposit might look very attractive to a seller with weighing multiple offers. Obviously, that shows you have some skin in the game. So ask your agent on the deposit, then consider doubling or tripling that amount. You're going to pay it at closing. And I always say $5,000 minimum. I feel like I should change that because people just hold on to that $5,000. But if you can put 10, 20, 30, if you can put half of your down payment down as a deposit, it obviously is going to look a lot better. Just like if you're going out to buy a car, you give me $1,000 or you give me 500, who's more serious, right? Don't request favors. So this is not time to ask the seller to give you the refrigerator or washer and dryer. Part with fixtures or paint the front door. So basically, we always write appliances in. If you really, want to make it attractive, maybe you don't, and hopefully they'll leave it anyways. But I think this is just insinuating that you don't ask for anything extra. Little repairs that are not huge, personal belongings that may go with the house, but may affect your offer, right, for something that's not worth very much. Then another one, which is actually kind of interesting. If you're selling a home, this is harder to do, unless you have somewhere to go, but delay buyer possession. If it is customary for a seller to move at closing, give them a few extra days to move. Another buyer probably won't think of this maneuver, and the seller will look more kindly upon an offer that lets them move at their leisure. So what that means is, like, once the sale completes, you give them an extra, 2 days, 5 days a week, even 2 weeks after they've got their money before you move in. That gives them time to go find another place and potentially have, if they have 2 or 3 or 4 days to move, and that gives them more time, that's going to affect their bottom line and their decision, right? So I think that's a good one. When you're selling a place, it's harder. You almost want to do it the other way around because you need to have time to move out of your sold place to purchase. But if you're not selling a place where that doesn't affect your purchase, I think that's a great idea. Just give everyone extra time. The more you can make it appealing to them, the better, especially if it doesn't cost you any money. Another one, which I don't see a lot of, I always recommend it to people. It's tough. A lot of mortgage brokers don't do it. Some will write one, but the bank won't usually do it for them that's approving it. So submit a pre-approval and proof of funds documentation. If you can have your broker match your pre-approval letter to your sales price and date it the same day as your offer, that's even better. So a couple of things there. I think it's pretty straightforward. Basically you have to have a realtor that's looking for houses for you as well, ready to act, flexible to get in the door as soon as possible and stuff comes available. These are just my opinions now. And then, of course, what they said. Price, to try and get $5,000 off for however many dollars a month it is in a crazy seller's market and end up, losing a house that's in good condition over one that may come up and maybe overpriced or less desirable because the market's going up. Larger deposit always looks better. Don't ask for any extra favors that may sway their decision. And delaying buyer possession, that's a great one. And pre-approval. I think that's a good idea. And then from a realtor standpoint, the more that you're willing to do on what we suggest maybe will affect our decision to who we want to work with. Because I think it truly has to be a win-win for everyone, right? We're running a business here and things have to get done or the business fails. So, yeah, kind of interesting. Just like a job, you're hiring me. It's like, it's almost like we have to go find a new job every day or every client and submit our resume and hopefully you hire us and commit to working with us, right? So, yeah, anyways, I don't even know what day it is. Thursday today. Happy Thursday, everyone. Hopefully Tanya doesn't have any more Throwback Thursday baby pictures of me to post. Take care. Bye.